By the year 1808, France had achieved domination over the great majority of continental Europe. Through victories at Ulm, Austerlitz, Jena-Auerstadt, and Friedland, her armies had successfully eliminated Austria, Prussia, and Russia as military opponents. Britain alone had withstood the power of France, achieving security against invasion through Nelson's victory over the combined French and Spanish fleets at Trafalgar. Although initially a French ally, relations between Spain and France deteriorated after Trafalgar. Spain refused to comply with Napoleon's continental system. The Spanish secretly continued to trade with England. The road to war began in the autumn of 1807, when Napoleon moved French troops through Spain to invade Portugal, which was a staunch English ally. More than 100,000 troops marched into Spain for the invasion of Portugal and to aid the Spanish king suppress a local revolt. From Napoleon's perspective, the incompetence of the Spanish monarchy was too much. Napoleon deposed of both Charles IV and then his son Ferdinand VII of the spring of 1808 in order to place his own brother Joseph on the throne. Both the army and the Spanish populace revolted. Although the ensuing Spanish uprising can hardly have come as a surprise to Napoleon, he did not know that the revolt could never be completely suppressed. Britain now had a new ally in Spain, and in August of 1808 landed an expeditionary force under the command of Lieutenant General Sir Arthur Wellesley at the mouth of the Mondego River in Portugal. Moving south towards Lisbon, Wellesley defeated de la Borde at Rolica on the 17th of August before turning to the mouth of the Maceira River to protect the landing of reinforcements. On the 21st of August, Wellesley's position around the Vimiero Hill was attacked from the east by Junot. The Battle of Vimiero was the first occasion on which the Napoleonic offensive tactics, combining skirmishers, columns, and supporting artillery fire, failed against the British infantry line and Wellesley's defensive tactics. Junot was defeated, though an opportunity to inflict further damage on the French was lost, as the outranked Wellesley was replaced first by Berard and then by Dalrymple. Wellesley's victory was still sufficient to persuade the French to evacuate Portugal as part of a controversial agreement which became known as the Convention of Sintra. The departure of Dalrymple, Berard, and Wellesley to Britain left Sir John Moore in command of the British army of 30,000 in Portugal. The scale of the war in the peninsula escalated as a Spanish victory over DuPont at Belen in July was answered by Napoleon's arrival in Spain at the head of 200,000 veteran troops. Moore struck towards Burgos and the northern flank of Napoleon's army, succeeding in drawing French forces away from southern Spain before being forced to retreat westwards. The retreat ended in the evacuation by sea of Moore's army at La Coruna in January 1809 and the loss of Moore's own life. Napoleon, meanwhile, had transferred command of the pursuit to Soult and returned to Paris, never again to lead an army in the peninsula.
The Emperor did not like the Spanish affair. In fact, it bored him. Recognizing that he had commenced it badly, conducted it in the most feeble manner, and greatly underestimated its difficulty and importance, he affected to set little store by it, so as to not let it humiliate him. Always the improviser, it was more his taste to draw a veil over all that displeased him, and renew his fortune and reputation from scratch.
The German states were restless, and Austria had been planning a war of revenge since its defeat at Austerlitz. With the bulk of the French army locked in Spain, this was just the opportunity the Austrians had hoped for. For the next 6 years, a sizable portion of French resources were spent in a demoralizing guerrilla war. England rebuilt the Portuguese army and sent Wellington and most of the British army to fight the French in Spain. By 1814, Wellington finally expelled the French from Spain. As he was to advance into France, news of Napoleon's abdication suddenly brought peace.